community leaders have been speaking to the police as well, because...
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Fuck India!
Right, I think, apologies for the language you're hearing, but a sense of the anger, I think you can hear there.
Yeah, Katie, I think Becky, I apologise. We need to leave you there and...
So that was a journalist who went to a neighborhood full of invaders to say that they're peaceful. Well, I guess that didn't work out. Guys, thanks for joining the chat. We're going to be jumping into the news, and let's go to the next video. Okay, so I hope you guys had a great week. The weekend is off to a great start. So let's have a listen to this one.
You guys are getting emotional because we disagree on something, and that's not how this country should be run.
I'm not getting emotional. I'm calling you out.
No, it's fine.
Calling you out.
And logically, I can still debate. I'm happy with it. But yeah, see, you're emotional. I'm not emotional. Hey, guys, listen, guys, let's calm down. Hey, bro, we can defend ourselves, bro. Stop. Hey.
Dressed like a clown in all those colors.
What'd you say?
I'm saying you're dressed like a clown. You're out here being a clown.
This is how I dress. What's wrong with that? You look like a clown. You're not even trying. You're not even trying.
Bro, man, I like your shirt though.
Yeah, I like my thing. I like my poncho. The problem here, though, is you guys are getting emotional because we disagree on something, and that's not how this country should be run.
I'm not getting emotional. I'm calling you out.
No, it's fine.
Calling you out.
And logically, I can still debate. I'm happy with it. But yeah, see, you're emotional. I'm not emotional.
Sure, buddy. You're obviously like a fucking fed
Well,
or something.
see, here's the thing. Is
Can you prove it?
You keep going from topic to topic. Because
How about you guys are feds?
Hold on. Before you just jumping off, you kept talking topic to topic to me. You know, I asked you about your family, your generation, and then you popped up with you being Christian, and then abortion, and then abortion being is abortion the same as sex trafficking? You know, so you're making people that
Latinos for Trump.
Wait, you don't even know if I support immigration or not. What do I stand for?
You wouldn't be out here being divisive if you did.
Oh, do you know if I voted for Trump or not? Do you know if I voted for Trump or not?
So here's the thing, though. You are being kind of divisive, and you are jumping topic to topic. And
You asked me about abortion. I answered.
You're a troll.
How am I a troll?
When you said he's being emotional, this is what I was talking to you about. You keep jumping from topic to topic.
Hey, guys.
You keep getting to people that are emotional and are in their feelings.
Hey, this is public property, bro.
Yeah.
It's public property.
I'm just letting them know that you're trying to troll.
What's wrong with that? It's public property.
Provocateur.
If that was true, what would be wrong with?
Provocateur is?
Yeah.
Paid by Donald Trump to come in here and fuck shit up.
I know. So you're saying I was paid by Donald Trump?
No. Provocateurs are.
Okay. So what's the point?
Of clickbaiting.
You're saying I'm a cop. A pawn? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said earlier I was a fed.
If you're here to just make people mad,
but
then
you
you
don't
should
think
probably just stop talking.
What?
Like,
No.
there's
Look,
people
no. This is not how this country works. If they're advocating for this to be a free country, we can have a difference of opinions.
Yes, you can, but what's the point of doing that when we're all here on the same opinion? We're all here to discuss rights of everybody.
Him and me were having a one-on-one conversation.
But everybody's getting.
Are you afraid of disagreement?
No.
Okay, then what's the fucking point?
Only Republicans are afraid of disagreement. They killed our senators.
Okay. Hey guys, don't touch the equipment. Hey, I have the right to defend all my equipment.
You
So
do.
please don't. Please don't. I know, but please don't make the threat, bro. I'm being respectful here. I don't want any problems. Hey,
We got it.
hey, I will defend my equipment if you touch it. Hey, I don't want any problems. If you guys,
you want fucking problems and where are you here?
I don't want physical problems. Hey, guys, listen, guys, let's calm down. Hey, bro, we can defend ourselves, bro. Stop. Hey, bro, Hey, bro, stop. No, they can't take disagreement, guys. We're not afraid of them. Hey, we're not afraid of you guys. We're not afraid of you guys. Hey, kid. Hey, come, turn this way. Hey, kid. I need water. Let's come this way real quick.
And these people vote. That's the crazy thing. They vote. Chrissy, good to see you in the chat. Now, Intergalactic Trump is also in the chat. All right. Now, Chrissy says, I'm here. And then Intergalactic Trump says they are all a bunch of clowns. But that also is not illegal. Okay, now, and there is gardening. Okay. All right, now, we're going to see how tonight's show goes because I just literally a few minutes ago ran in from an event. We had someone who's leaving town and going back to Africa to help his father's business. So he's going back to Africa to work on that, and we had to throw a small party for him. So I literally had to leave the party unfinished to rush in, and gardening helped with the research. So gardening, thank you so much for the research. And we're going to go into some of the stories that surface. Now, Chrissy, thanks for hanging out. Gardening, thank you for the work. And Intergalactic Trump, thank you so much. Now, if you're watching, please consider throwing in your thoughts in the chat. Now, there's chat that was being posted earlier that didn't come in. Okay, so because I hadn't gone live just yet. So that was already going on before we jumped into the live stream. Okay, guys. Now, we're going to play one more video because I always like to set up these videos because the truth is it's important for us to see what the other side thinks. And for us to essentially acknowledge that this is what they listen to all the time. These people over here that we just watched, they spend time, the networks on their side spend time telling them that Republicans are afraid of debate, that Republicans always conflate issues, that Republicans jump from topic to topic. Meanwhile, they're the ones who bring up the topics. And when we begin to answer that topic, they accuse us of the ones jumping from topic to topic. These are the experiences that I have whenever I talk to people who disagree with Trump. They're like, oh, how about this, and the other? They throw in 5 different things in one sentence. And when you try to break them apart and answer them, they accuse you of jumping from topic to topic. So that is now, what's the word I'm looking for? That is the dishonesty and hypocrisy that essentially flows down the pipe from leftist mainstream media all the way down to those who suck on the teat of mainstream media. I'm going to read the chat right away. So let's do this. The chat is going on. So I'm going to respect the chat. Chrissy says, I agree. We all can protest, but I don't believe in violence. And why is it that whenever they get to the point where it's like they know they're not making sense and then they go after the equipment of the person who is essentially taking them on? This is one conservative and he's taking on all of them, and the only thing they can do is throw out slurs and accuse him of being a Trump plant, that he's an agitator. So asking questions and having you expose the ignorance of your position is creating or is agitating people, according to them. That is what the leftist professors in their colleges have essentially taught them. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's a storm in your area, Chrissy. Okay. Well, let's hope it doesn't affect your ability, your connection, and we have you for the entirety of the live stream. All right, let's head on to this video. Okay, now I saw this days ago, and guys, just listen to the foolishness of this guy.
I'm sorry for these National Guards who should be home with their families and their friends, and they're still here as a part of Trump's political game that he's playing because they don't need to be here. But we're seeing this decriminalization and the slippery slope to authoritarianism. But this is what it looks like, right? Like all of a sudden, something that you played in, something that when I came to visit Washington, I also splashed around in. Right. All of a sudden, that's a crime.
So he's claiming that he splashed around the reflecting pool that had been full of algae. Every time. Oh gosh. Okay, guys, I'm going to just say it twice. Algae. Okay. Every single time. Okay. He's claiming that he essentially took a shower. He splashed around in an algae infested pool. This clown is claiming that he did that. Okay. When did he do it? All right. So
And so we're going to have a kid who's splashing around in a pool in Washington, D.C., like thousands of kids do all the time, where we're going to put them in handcuffs? Like, that's, to me, is the ultimate sort of symbol of how this country has fallen into disrepair and authoritarianism.
So this is TDSBC. They're accusing Trump of authoritarianism for repairing a pool, and then for arresting people who damage federal property. All right? Anyway, let's see. And then, of course, this look, let's just read the chat, man. Like, today's Friday is the last live stream of the week. So we're just going to, we're just going to calm down, and we're going to look at the news that developed today, because look, I have a lot to say to these guys. Okay, I have a lot to say to these guys. Let's take one more video. So here we have another leftist who can't defend their position.
In my voice.
Are you gonna cry? Because I asked you to define a term on your sign? It's actually not even spelled right. It actually says fascism. Your sign says fight fascism. What is fascism?
Fascism is the breakdown of a society. There's no society when fascism is present.
Can you give me a definition?
I don't really know if I have to give you a definition, because I know I feel violated against my government.
Okay, but what is fascism? When we want to fight something, it's easy. It's good to define them, right? We could phone a friend. What is fascism? You could help her.
I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I'm fighting for how I feel.
Right.
For others.
Of course. What specifically do you feel?
Can you not hear it in my voice?
Are you gonna cry? Because I asked you to define a term on your sign? And I'm not trying to make you cry, and I don't think you should. I don't think you should cry. I'm just asking you to define what fascism is, because I see a lot of people getting labeled this, and whole administration is being labeled that. ICE agents are labeled as fascists, and it's getting them hurt. And so I think if we're going to talk about fighting fascism, which people do by assaulting ICE agents, by going after Trump, trying to shoot him dead on stage. He's labeled a fascist, and then someone tries to take his life on stage. Charlie Kirk was labeled a fascist, and he got murdered in front of everyone. So I think it's important, when we are holding signs in public that say to fight fascism, it's important to define it.
Makes sense, but you know what? She cries, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm crying. Can't you see I'm crying? You're not supposed to ask me questions about what I believe when I'm crying. It makes you an agitator." Yeah, right. Cry me a river. All right, let's jump into the chat. Guys, I like the chat. Okay, so let's look at what's going on with you guys in the chat. I agree we all can protest. Yeah, I read that already. Let's see. Chrissy says, my brother-in-law is National Guard, and he would never question when deployed. He just wants to make sure everyone's safe and that his work is valuable. Chrissy, how do you feel when people call your brother a fascist, essentially? Because last year they accused the National Guard of being Hitler's minions. They called them the Gestapo. Tim Walz called the National Guard the Gestapo. Okay, so like, how do you feel when these people say this about your family? I don't have family who are members of National Guard, but I felt really deeply offended when I saw Democrats accusing the National Guard, people who essentially have decided to serve their country, calling them the Gestapo or the SS. All right, so it's gardening. Gardening says, "I'll gay." I have to do a t-shirt, I guess. I've been threatening to do a t-shirt, and I haven't done one yet. I'll gay. Gardening says, "I laugh when I actually say how gay now." Okay, guys. All right, so it's I'll gay. Okay, I think that's our inside joke. Okay, if this passes, and in 5 years I say I'll gay, you guys, who are the real ones? The the day ones. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So yesterday, there was a resolutions committee, and this is one of the reports that came out. The resolutions committee voted to approve the resolution to censure Senate Majority Leader Thune. All right. Now it will go to a floor vote before South Dakota Republican Party, and we're going to see what the South Dakota Republican Party said. And Tony is in the chat as well. Guys, if you're watching and you're not jumping into the chat, guys, what are you doing? Okay, let's know your thoughts and let's know you're here. All right, so let's watch this video, because here John Thune, who we've been talking about for months, asking why he hasn't sent in the SAVE Act for a reading on the floor. He's made all the excuses under the sun, and now we're staring down the barrel of the midterms. And historically, the midterms usually goes or is won by the opposing party to the party in power. And everyone knows it. He knows it. Everyone knows it. The Democrats know it. Why hasn't he brought this reading to the floor, even to the point of filibustering it? Look, we need to push this through. If you don't secure your elections and keep illegals from voting, you don't have a country. And he's sitting on his hands. Okay, so before we look, I'm going to read Chrissy's response to my question about how she feels when people call her brother a Nazi or a fascist or the Gestapo or the SS. Like, they've been using these terms. Chrissy says, "It is terrible. They care about our country, and his father took his life due to mental duress of the military. And the last thing he needs is people questioning what his motive is, which is to keep America safe." It is disgusting for anyone. It's disgusting for anyone who says that they are a patriot, who says that they care about America. Democrats don't love America unless they are the ones in power. But once someone else is in power, they hate America. All right. That is a sickness of the brain, guys. I think that's a sickness of the brain. Let's see. Tony is asking, anyone know what a fanboy is? Okay. Guys, respond to Tony. I don't know where he's going with that. Yeah, so Tony, you asked a question. You responded in the Discord about the watch party. And sadly, the watch party has already happened. So, guys, today I woke up to a video in my feed from the movie Citizen Vigilante. And the movie is about grooming gangs and illegal aliens, migrants who come in and commit crimes, and two-tier policing and two-tier justice. And it's about a man who essentially decided to do what law enforcement refused to do, which is protect the citizens by erasing these criminals and the judges and the police officer and the policemen. Like, he essentially went scorched earth. So we saw this video on X, and I said to myself, wouldn't it be a good idea for us to have a watch party? And we did have a watch party. It was a members-only watch party. I tried to announce it on Discord to see how many of us who were on Discord could make it for the watch party. A handful of us did. So the watch party has already happened, Tony, and the replay is available for members only. Now, I gave my thoughts on the movie in the live stream, on the members only live stream, so you guys can watch it. And I don't want to take up time rehashing what I already said about the movie. I have some thoughts, but the movie had its points to make, and you guys just watch the members only. Now, I don't play the movie. I don't show the movie on the screen. It's a watch party, and it's a full movie. So the instructions on how to follow the movie are right there in the replay. All right, so let's watch this video because this was a movement, a resolution to censure John Thune. We're also going to see what happened before the South Dakota Republican Party.
To the censure of Senator Thune with a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? No. This motion carries.
All right, so essentially the people have voted, okay, we need to censure John Thune. While all that was happening, Scott Presler he wanted to attend. Now, if you don't know who Scott Presler is, he's essentially one of the people who worked with Charlie Kirk to register Republican voters from the younger demographic, and he has been working ever since. He hasn't stopped. He's continued working even after the 2024 elections. And he shows up to attend this, and someone decides that they're going to block him from entering the meeting. Why? Because Republican Party senators and reps like John Thune need to be primaried. And someone like Scott Presler has the pull to essentially move votes when he shows up. So let's have a listen to this.
Hey guys, this is Scott Presler. I'm here at the South Dakota State Convention. I have a ticket, and they are saying that I can't come in. So we're going to find out very shortly why I am not being allowed as one of the biggest supporters of President Donald J. Trump.
I'm big on Facebook too, and I'm the asshole saying you can't come in because guess what? You're posting this little piss and moan session on Facebook. So you just get the hell out of here. Thank you.
You see how the grassroots are welcomed in Senate Majority Leader Thune's territory. Interesting, my friends. I don't think this is a good reflection of the South Dakota GOP. But I thank him for his honesty, though. What's your Matthew Bruner?
So Matthew Bruner, you saw his face there. He's being really bold and aggressive. He's like, oops, sorry, I've clicked on that already. He's being very bold and flippant. Well, what would you know? Sergeant at Arms Matt Bruner was relieved of his duties after blocking Pennsylvania elected official and author Scott Presler's entry into an event for John Thune. Bruner tells Scott's audience, I'm big on Facebook. Well, there he goes. Look, I like the idea that this guy essentially got fired. Okay, I guess I like the idea that he got fired for doing this, but he's just a fall guy. All right, he's a fall guy. Somebody told him to do that, so he's a fall guy. He's been relieved of his duties, and I'm sure that they'll find something cushy for him, in a different capacity. Now, sadly, after that motion was passed, and now it had been moved to the South Dakota Republican Party. Guess what the South Dakota Republican Party did to that motion to censure John Thune? They voted against censuring Leader Thune.
Sir, you're going to come to the mic if you have a point of clarification. Okay. Title of the resolution, again, the adoption of the resolution rebuking Senator John Thune. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. No. The noes have it. The resolution is not adopted.
This essentially, okay, we couldn't hear what was said over the PA, but essentially, this again proves to us that the biggest enemies of the GOP, of the Republican Party, come from within the Republican Party. All right. The midterms are the Republican parties to lose. It means that if the Republican Party does everything they're supposed to do, they will not lose the midterms. But it is decisions like this that, of course, make most of us wonder if this is all a sham. And I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. I just wonder if this is all a sham. Now, Scott Pressler also followed up the post and said, this vote took place on Friday before 5 p.m. and only about half of the attendees were present. Mark Van Swoel says, my God, the GOP never fails to disappoint. What a crock of corrupt, spineless, cowardly turds. Scott, I don't know how you don't just get endlessly angry, but damn, this is insane. Look, this meme here is just exactly the way I feel about this, okay? You have everything lining up. You have Trump working overtime to lodge all these wins, to rack up all these wins, and Republicans like John Thune are just pissing in the reservoir. They are just messing up things. They're just and so it honestly makes me feel like, okay, so what on earth is going on? Is it that there are people within the Republican Party, within the GOP, who essentially are in league with people in the Democrat Socialist Party, Democrat Socialist Antifa, Islamist Party? Okay. Are they the ones that are just collaborating with them to continue promoting this sham? Because it feels that way to a lot of people. Okay, so guys, let me know what you think about this in the chat. All right, now there's breaking news. Okay, I had a talk with someone. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Someone called me and tried to convince me about how President Trump was weaponizing the justice system and that what he was doing was, wrong and evil and so on. And I was like, okay, so what did you have to say when they did it to Trump? And they literally tried to convince me that they were well within their rights. Letitia James was within her rights to campaign on getting Trump, and then went ahead to bring a case that didn't have any merit, but it went through the grand jury anyway in New York, and they figured out how to bring a case where the banks were not defrauded, and that everything was in the up and up, but the judge believed that there was something wrong, there was fraud, and I asked him a question. I hope you guys are following the argument. I asked him a question. The judge and Letitia James accused Trump of fraudulently overestimating the value of his property, right? Right. And then I said to him, banks as big as Deutsche Bank should be able to hire an independent assessor to evaluate the market value of these properties, right? He says, right. And I said, okay, so if they hired an independent assessor who would have said to them, the valuation that Trump is bringing is actually less than it should be, but they went ahead anyway to give him the loan, shouldn't the bank be roped into a fraud charge? He went sideways on me and said, well, this is why Trump supporters, this and the other thing, you guys keep throwing things and bringing up things. And I was like, guy, I'm asking you to use your head and just think through the steps. If Deutsche Bank had colluded with Trump to commit fraud, the courts claim that Trump committed fraud. If Deutsche Bank colluded with Trump, shouldn't they be either fined or shouldn't they be getting charged for fraud? It's a very simple question. Of course, that was me conflating things and trying to bend over backwards to defend Trump. That's the kind of thing that we're dealing with. All right? That's the kind of thing that we're dealing with. Sorry, I need to see something. All right. So, Now, the courthouse, live from the courthouse today, they've announced that former U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton II, I like this, John R. Bolton II, pleads guilty to violating the Espionage Act. Okay, the John Bolton that my friend would also have claimed was being witch hunted by a DOJ that was weaponized by President Trump to go after his enemies. Okay, so John Bolton has just pled guilty. Is that weaponization? Was there a crime committed? Let's have a listen.
This morning, just moments ago, John Robert Bolton II pled guilty in federal court to the unlawful retention of national defense information. According to the terms of the plea agreement, Mr. Bolton faces a maximum sentence of up to 5 years in prison, followed by a term of up to 3 years of supervised release. He will also pay a fine of $2.25 million and will forfeit his pension under the HIS Act. As National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, Mr. Bolton had access to and was responsible for safeguarding the most sensitive national defense information, including classified material. Mr. Bolton knew how to handle classified information, where it should be stored, how it should be stored, and with whom he could share that information. He also knew the damage to national security that could be caused by mishandling that sensitive information. Nevertheless, as Mr. Bolton just admitted, he put our national security at grave risk in violation of the law. Our system of classified information is designed to protect sensitive information that would jeopardize national security if mishandled. And the national defense information at issue in this case was classified at the highest classification level.
So John Bolton is the same guy who, when President Trump's home was raided, said this.
Then he has committed very serious crimes. This is a devastating indictment. I speak here as an alumnus of the Justice Department myself, because not only is it powerful, it's very narrowly tailored. They didn't throw everything up against the wall to see what would stick. This really is a rifle shot, and I think it should be the end of Donald Trump's political career. And then he has committed.
So this was meant to be the end of Donald Trump's career, but he's president now. And then you, who did the same thing without having presidential clearance, you got caught. Look, it's amazing when I watch the hypocrites. It's amazing when I watch the hypocrites run out. And you know what? Now that John Bolton has pled guilty, they're all quiet. They've all decided that they want to look at the reflecting pool. Oh, there's nothing to see here. Oh, look, the pool isn't as reflective as it should be. That's what these clowns do. They don't focus on objective truth. They want you to see what they want you to see, not what is actually there. Now, let's see. I saw this report when Gardening sent it in. I couldn't believe what I was reading. All right. Here's the breaking news. At least 3 Republicans joined Texas Democrats and the Council on Islamic Relations to propose removing American Revolution battles from mandated school curriculum in Texas. Let's listen.
Is Julie Pickren, a member of the State Texas Board of Education. Julie, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, hi, Todd. It's a pleasure to be with you.
All right, Julie, I want you to set the stage for us. And again, I think people are shocked when they realize this is not happening in New York or California. It's happening in Texas. What exactly were they wanting to remove out of the curriculum?
Yes, sir. So, Todd, right now, just so your audience understands, Texas, we do this about every 12 to 14 years where we rewrite an entire section of standards. And so what we're working on right now, we've been working on it for the process started about 2 years ago. We're rewriting kindergarten through 12th grade social studies standards. So everything that has to do with that, economics, government, U.S. history, world geography, elementary, junior high, all of it. So like I said, we've been working on this process for about 2 years. But about 9 months ago, as designated by Governor Abbott, a foreign terrorist organization called CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, which the FBI says is the face of the Muslim Brotherhood in America. They got involved in this process, and they got involved pretty heavily. They started showing up at all of our meetings and testifying, sending a lot of emails, making a lot of phone calls and text messages. And we have Democrat board members on our board, and we have Republicans that are elected on our board that are endorsed by CARE and support this terrorist organization's rewrite of U.S. and Texas history.
This is crazy.
So you're having these meetings, and the folks from the Council on American Islamic Relations, and we're very familiar with these people. They're incredibly notorious, and you're right. They have those designations that you just described. So they're providing all of this information. And my concern here is, and from what I understand, at least 3 Republicans sided with the Democrats. What exactly did they side with the Democrats to do?
Yes, sir. So the Council on American and Islamic Relations has been holding training meetings actually on how to train people to speak and what to say. And we have board members, Dr. Tiffany Clark out of Dallas actually was hosting those trainings with the terrorist organization, with CARE, and was their guest speaker. But then we also have 3 Republican members, Republican Pam Little, Republican Will Hickman, and Republican Kevin Ellis, who CARE has given this board. It was submitted in public testimony on Monday. There's about 300 pages of amendments from CARE and communications and publications, published articles from CARE on the amendments that they want. And that is what happened, unfortunately. Those 3 Republicans united with the Democrats on my board, and so they became a majority 8 voting block and voted against the other Republicans on this board. And part of it was removing it from U.S. history, the actual American Revolution, removing those battlefields, Lexington, Concord. You know, the terrorists, they don't want U.S. history taught. They don't want founding documents taught. They don't want presidents and founding fathers taught. And it's very sad that these Republicans are aligning with the mandate from a terrorist organization and joining the Democrats in passing this.
Do we know why? Do we know why the Muslims objected to the teaching of the American Revolution?
I'm not sure why, but in their press conferences, they have been very clear that what they're asking for is a rewrite of U.S. and Texas history. You know, one of the other things that they were demanding that, thank God, we were able to defeat was they wanted, because our content advisors really helped us defeat this particular issue, but they wanted it taught that the Alamo was designed and built to honor Islam. So that's one of the things. They also wanted Thanksgiving removed, Christopher Columbus removed, President Washington's Thanksgiving address, which is a National Archive document. That's actually a presidential speech. And so they have like I said, their communications, their publishings, their actual standards rewrites totals about 300 pages that's sitting on the chairman's desk at the moment.
All right. So the good news here is that this has been delayed. Is that right? So there will not be an immediate vote? What's the latest update?
Yes, sir. So what the chairman has asked for us to do today is to delay the vote, to move this to one of our State Board of Education meetings in the future. We need to go to work on this. There's a lot of things that we need to fix, and there's a lot of things that we need to do to get this right. Obviously, state law mandates, our Texas state law does mandate that we teach founding fathers, founding documents, patriotism, Old Testament, New Testament. All those things are mandated by state law.
Good.
And I don't think it's the intent of this board to violate state law, even though we have these 3 Republicans going rogue and supporting these Marxist agendas. But yes, sir, we're gonna move this vote down the road. You know, Todd, this is very important because over 20 states follow what we do. This isn't just us making decisions for Texas. Ultimately, this will influence half of the kids in America.
So, guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let's see. Let me make sure. All right, so let's pick up on the chat, but let me pick up from Gardening. Gardening says that we now have about 400 mosques in Texas. They have said they will conquer Texas. The unfortunate thing, and one of the suggestions that that was made when when the members discussed the way forward for the channel was that we should have more, let's say, good news. Okay, so we'll try to find good news in all of the bad news that we see in our feed every day. We try to find the good news, and for me, the good news many times is the body cam footage where people who commit crimes get caught and arrested and arraigned. For me, that's good news. But we should find good news. But whenever we find stories like this, where Islamic organizations who claim that they want to coexist with America and Americans and the Constitution, they lie to you. And then organizations like CARE buy politicians and try to get them to destroy American history, because this is curriculum that is meant to be taught from K through 12. That is why you have these kids out there who actively hate America. They hate America because they've been indoctrinated. Blue cities and states already rewrote their curriculum. They don't know what the Constitution is about. They don't know about the true origins of slavery. They don't know anything about anything. All they believe is that they are inherently evil if they are white, or if they are black, that the black people, that the white man is racist and evil. Critical race theory and all that nonsense. And now they're bringing it to Texas. How come this isn't being blasted on every influencer's page? I do not know. And this is a report that came out today. So, guys, what do you think of this insane report? Okay. Intergalactic Trump says, wow, bunch of communists a-holes. Look, I totally agree. I agree. Okay. These are communists who come in and pretend like they want to coexist. And the ones that get under my skin the most are the ones that are soft-spoken. They're trained to sound innocent and very, reasonable. They speak softly and they try to make it look like you are the aggressor if you push back. And I'm just like, look, we're done with that nonsense. We are so done with that nonsense. Okay, so let me go up to the top of the chat. Tony says, Mr. Bolton, your ass equals jails. Equals jail, not jails. Gardening says to Tony, he will be soon. He's losing lots of money too. Let's see. Okay, so I'm all caught up. All right, now in the chat, we have, in the comments here, someone wrote in the comments, oh my word, remember the Alamo. And then Todd Starnes, the author of this, wrote, the Muslims said the Alamo is really meant to honor Islam. Seriously. I wish you guys made it for the for the watch party we had this afternoon. One of the families that, okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But it had to do with a family whose son was involved in a crime and something happened to the family. And I said during the watch party that this is kind of what I've been saying for weeks now about what should happen to families who support or who essentially have their children commit these crimes, but not to the extent that the movie showed. Okay, but it's something that this is something that is taught in these families. These are things that are believed and pushed in these communities. All right. Now, here is a quote from the CARE founder. Islam isn't in America to be equal to any other faith, but to become dominant. The Quran, the Muslim book of scripture, should be the highest authority in America, and Islam the only accepted religion on earth. These look, people who get torn up and upset when Islam is getting exposed should actually just stuff it. All right, they should stuff it. They should go in and clean house, because all of the material that's out there about what they're trying to do that essentially proves that they are incompatible with Western culture and civilization is coming from them. So they shouldn't get upset with us when these things are exposed and we're asking these questions. Why is it that your holy book says to murder the Christians and the Jews? Why is it that your holy book says that this and the other thing should be done to people who you conquer? You can take their wives and assault them. That is in the holy book, your holy book. All right, palate cleanser. Let's have a palate cleanser. All right. Let's have a palate cleanser.
In Tavernier, Florida.
Hang on, guys. Before you get excited, all right. We have a body cam video, okay? But let me read Intergalactic Trump's. Let's see, Intergalactic Trump's comment, okay? David Crockett, like these are icons of American history, and they want to erase all of this. Look, I'm sorry, anyone out there who's listening and you're like, okay, I'm a Muslim, and but let's just call it what it is. Islam is not compatible with Western civilization. Anyone who wants to change the United States into an Islamic caliphate should pack up and go to Saudi Arabia. They have their Islamic caliphate over there. They have it in the Middle East. Why do they need to come to America to change it? They should go to the countries where it is already happening. Okay, so I think I've said enough about that. All right, let's jump into this body cam footage. Let me know your thoughts in the chat.
In Tavernier, Florida, an extraordinary tale emerges as a woman's ex-boyfriend employs cunning tactics in pursuit of his desires. Law enforcement's riveting investigation leads to a dramatic confrontation, exposing the astonishing extent to which some will defy the law. In early March 2022, a female reported her ex-boyfriend was violating a restraining order that forbade him from making any contact with her in Tavernier, Florida. The ex-boyfriend was identified as a 36-year-old named Claude. The female victim stated Claude was served with a final judgment for protection against domestic violence in January 2022, prohibiting Claude from contacting her, either directly or indirectly. Since the restraining order was served, an investigation revealed that he had been disregarding it by making numerous calls, sending texts, and mailing USB devices containing messages to the female. Additionally, he was using a phone application that altered the display number, effectively concealing his true identity when making contact. But first, let's take a second to hear from today's sponsor, Core. Core Essentials specializes in crafting the most comfortable concealed carry belts with an ingenious hidden track system featuring over 40 micro-sizing positions for precise adjustments. Their gun belts also feature a robust, reinforced power core, keeping your gear close without sagging. They offer a variety of belt styles, including tactical, leather, and western, with stylish buckle options. Their patented spring system locks the belt securely, but allows for quick adjustments with a touch of the release tab. Buckles and belts within categories are also interchangeable. With Core belts, it's one size fits all. To get the perfect fit, simply add 6 inches to your pant size. Cut along the ruler marks to trim the belt, insert the cut end into the buckle, clamp the teeth, and secure it with 2 set screws. That's it. Core also provides non-gun belts, slim RFID wallets, CCW backpacks, and more. Explore their full collection at CoreEssentials.com. After some time, the female victim reached out to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and submitted a collection of mails, voice recordings, and videos that demonstrated Claude's continuous attempts to contact her. These pieces of evidence depicted him trying to persuade the female to withdraw the restraining order against him. Notably, in one of the calls, Claude went to the extent of using a robot voice in an effort to conceal his identity. However, that didn't quite work. In late March 2022, the Sheriff's Office dispatch received a call on its non-emergency line from an individual claiming to be an off-duty New York State trooper who reported a possibly intoxicated driver driving recklessly.
Sheriff's Office, this is Ashley.
I'm a state trooper from another state. I'm reporting a drunk driver driving northbound on overseas highway. Like, this person's very drunk. Very drunk.
Okay.
Like,
give me the description of the vehicle.
It's a white truck.
Do you know what type of truck? What make?
I'm trying to stay away, but this person's really drunk. It's a white Toyota.
And what are they doing? Just failure to maintain lane?
Yeah, they're swerving everywhere.
Okay. What's your last name?
Conan.
And your first name?
Zachary. Yeah, I'm still behind it, and they're swerving really bad. I'm not even kidding.
All right.
You got a cop over there?
There's somebody else dispatching that information out.
Okay. Yeah, she's wicked. I'm telling you right now, this person is wicked drunk. Oh my God.
While the alleged drunk driver was passing deputies on routine patrol, they noticed the reported vehicle being closely followed by a white vehicle, which then pulled over to the shoulder. Shortly afterward, Claude emerged from the driver's seat and dashed towards the deputy's patrol car. He made the claim that his ex-girlfriend was driving while intoxicated and promptly asked the deputies not to inform her about his call or conversation with them. Deputies soon conducted a traffic stop on Claude's ex-girlfriend and had her undergo standardized field sobriety tests.
I'll tell you about it.
The female victim voiced her suspicion that Claude was behind the traffic stop and harassing her. In the end, she showed no signs of impairment and was released.
Ma'am, you can put your foot down and go back to your truck. We'll get you out of here in just a second, okay? We had an off-duty law enforcement officer call you in. That's why we have stopped you, okay?
Yeah.
An off-duty law enforcement officer observed the violations, which is why we stopped to check on you. Okay, so I understand, I guess, a little bit if you're on your phone, but you have to understand maybe we thought you were impaired.
I totally get it.
And we really do appreciate your cooperation.
I get it. I totally get it.
She's fine. Do we have anything else, or can I release her? Yeah, she's good. I know she was.
Thereafter, a sergeant with the sheriff's office spoke with Claude by phone. Upon being asked what agency he worked for, he stated he had another call and hung up. Given the gravity of the incident, the sheriff's office conducted a thorough investigation. Detectives managed to trace the phone number used to make the fake DUI report, only to find that it belonged to a phone application designed to block the user's display number, ensuring anonymous calls. Despite this obstacle, the detectives persisted in their investigation. In due course, the detectives successfully acquired records from the phone application company, revealing the 911 call made from Claude's account with the company. Furthermore, they reached out to the New York State Police and confirmed that there was no trooper by the false name originally provided by Claude. Claude was then contacted again by the sheriff's office, where he provided several excuses for the audio recordings of him, such as the female victim stealing his therapy folder from his bedroom, which contained audio recordings of him. When asked if the original file would be on his computer, he said he had deleted it. They explained to him that the evidence does not support his claim, and that he may have gone too far trying to get the restraining order dropped. At the end of March 2022, a warrant was obtained for Claude's arrest due to him violating the restraining order, and he eventually turned himself in. During the subsequent interview, Claude evaded answering questions by asserting that he was the victim, claiming that his ex-girlfriend had abused him for years, and stating that he was fearful and dealing with PTSD. When the investigators played the 911 recording, in which he falsely portrayed himself as an off-duty state trooper, Claude denied making the call. Although he admitted knowing the person responsible for the call, he refused to disclose that information. He was shortly released on a surety bond. Following further investigation in late June 2022, another arrest warrant was issued for Claude, this time for the offense of impersonating a police officer. On July 11th, 2022, Claude reached out to the sheriff's office and arranged to meet at a designated location in order to turn himself in on the warrant.
The return says...
Imagine being able to build an app with your...
Gosh.
name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Warrant for impersonating an official, and then also a protection order. Who's the one that put out the warrant? MCSO? Us?
Detective O'Neill.
I don't know what it's for or why, but that doesn't sound good. What's the warrant for?
Impersonating an official.
Okay, for what? What'd you do?
My cousin and I called the cops on her for following me, stalking me after with a current restraining order, and she was drunk, and they came and let her go, drunk, and literally escorted her into her building.
So how does that fall in?
This guy hasn't learned his lesson. They literally got his records. They tracked him down. They definitely have the report that she wasn't drunk, and he's still lying.
To you impersonating
Because
an official.
my cousin called, my whole entire family's cops, right? Like literally everybody but me. My cousin was with me in the car on vacation. This is how it went down. I was driving, pull out of the Big Chill every day like clockwork. You can bet your ass she's gonna know where I am. In fact, she tells O'Neill where I am, finds me at my job, and then tells him, and then he comes to talk to me. And I've been on my best behavior. I pull out, she cuts me off, and probably so drunk didn't even know it was me. Drives into the mangroves, and then back onto the highway, and she's an alcoholic.
Without crashing?
Dude, she is a complete alcoholic, but like without crashing, swerving, you know, driving like off the side of the road. So my cousin's like, dude, call. Why would you not call? She's called the cops like 80 times when she's trying to steal your house. I said, you call. You're a cop.
Where does he work?
New York. He calls, didn't give his real name.
Okay.
Swear to God, he's 26 years old. And she says, well, that's just my ex calling. So I got arrested for that because O'Neill said that it was me on the phone.
Did it come from his phone or your phone?
It came from a different phone, but O'Neill has my phone calling his phone, because we're connected in the phones.
I don't know why these people think that they're so smart that whatever like reality is reshaped by the lies they tell. He used a software, and he didn't think that the police department had the reach to get to know what software was being used and to get his records. How did they find him in the first place? Didn't he think through that?
Retrieve my phone records. So he has something, but he doesn't have like proof that it's my voice. It's not.
So what you're saying is it was your phone, but without you actually being on the line.
Right. It's not, what am I going to do? I mean, it's not my voice, so...
Do you have a protection order in place?
Yeah, that's why. I have her on camera like 15 times coming down.
But this guy talks like someone who his parents never told no. He talks like someone who his parents never said no to, or his parents always believed every single lie he told. That's the vibes I'm getting.
My blog, like I'll be at the food store, kids, just pull right into my truck, and go inside, and then I'll come out, and literally panically. Of course, my whole life is a TV show. I have a dash cam. My house is lit up with cameras.
Smart.
And no matter how much stuff I show Judge Garcia, he just denies emotion.
You've already tried showing that she's the one that's contacting you or following you or whatever. So that's the sucky thing about like protection
She
orders.
actually came in my house and told me she was going to kill me on camera. I have the video, and then literally looked and smelled my bed sheets, went in my bathroom, went through my drawers, and left. The cops
I was gonna say
lied on police record, said that I came to her house.
We didn't show them that?
I did. I gave it to Judge Garcia. He said she wants to feel safe. I'm going to make her feel safe for 2 years.
No, I know, but what they do about that? Her entering your home? Were you guys still married at the time, or together, or like living together?
She lived in a different apartment. She lied on record, and the cop even wrote it on the paper. Said she lied. They didn't do anything about it, and now this guy's destroying my life, like literally ruining my life. I'm a single dad. I have my kids by myself at home.
Is it kids in common or no?
No, oh God. She just wants money. She called me and asked for 80 grand, and sent a phone call to Officer O'Neill and said that I had contacted her, and I still got arrested.
So they just confirmed your warrant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take your hat off, make sure take everything out of your pockets. Okay.
You're right.
Why'd you turn yourself in on your birthday?
Because he was going to come to my house and make a spectacle in front of my family. I think this is her last shot. So she only has 10 more days to respond to the lawsuit, or she loses by default.
Thanks.
So it's like there's a lot of money on the line, though. Right. A lot.
Ultimately, Claude was charged with felony counts of aggravated stalking, impersonating a law enforcement officer, unlawful use of a two-way communication device, misdemeanor counts of misuse of the 911 system, and false report of a crime. Lastly, his bond was set at $75,000. Head over to codebluecam.com and check out our great selection.
Jeez, that was, anyway, he deserves it. Okay, congratulations, dude. He deserved it. So let's see. It's exactly an hour right now, guys. So let me announce that next Friday we're going to be having our we're going to have the 250th anniversary live stream on Friday, next Friday, because the next day is July 4th. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I want to say thank you to Gardening for providing the stories that we covered today. It happened to be that I spent more time on the road today than usual, you know, and essentially Gardening has accidentally kicked off the Members Day live streams. For those of you who don't remember what Members Day is supposed to be, Members Day is supposed to be a day when members send in stories that they feel we should cover. Now, it's not official yet that we've essentially kicked it off, because during the last members only live stream, we said we were going to give it a couple of days to think about how we're going to select the next member who's going to be essentially providing the stories for the Members Day live stream. So Gardening is showing us how it's done. She put these stories together basically by going through her feed and finding stories that she felt that everyone would love and enjoy. And I think you guys please show Gardening some love in the chat. And Gardening said that she didn't want to have to do that, because when we were discussing it, she basically recused herself. Okay, she does enough work as the mod. Okay, she essentially moderates the chat. Okay, we have about 3 of you in the chat who are mods already, but she essentially is the one who's running it most of the time. And she said, "Okay, I'm not going to do that, but I would like to be one of the people. I would like to be on the team that picks a member who does that, and then she gets to do it on the first try." So she did that accidentally, and we accidentally had a Members Day today. So with that said, I would like to propose something to you guys in the chat, that Fridays become our Members Day, and that next Friday is the next Members Day, which means is the 250th anniversary of the United States on Saturday, July 4th. And I would like for you guys, okay, to please select amongst yourselves the next person who's going to be handling it. And we want to honor the United States on that day. We want to find uplifting footage, but the live streams are never complete without finding footage where leftists who want to destroy America get completely owned. So Gardening is reminding everyone, please everyone join Discord, because that's where the announcements, the conversations happen. Excuse me. Now, I know you guys are busy. I know you guys, some of you don't like Discord, Interactive Trump. I'm going to always tell on you. You're the one who's been reluctant, but I'm going to tell on you. But that's where most of the announcements happen. That's where the ad hoc or the impromptu live streams happen. I didn't plan the members only live stream for today, but it came up and I simply posted on Discord, and Gardening picked it up. Tony picked it up, but he missed out on the updates on when it was going to happen. So we want to kind of make the Discord like the live feed for announcements and things that are going on, so it keeps everyone connected. And I keep saying that being a small channel, I'm I'm very mindful that if something happens and the channel goes away, I need a way to stay, for us all to stay in touch. Okay. So, yeah, and gardening is saying the same thing. So please, I would like everyone, you too. Okay, I'm gonna make myself big again. I want you, Intergalactic Trump, to please consider jumping in there. We do need everyone in there. It helps out a whole lot. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, she almost got us. She sent a link, and I opened the link, and I was like, no, because YouTube hasn't been very nice to the channel. It hasn't, and now I want you guys to tell me the truth in the chat, because usually whenever conversations about the performance of channels, why channels aren't growing and why they are failing or stagnant start happening, the first thing that people who give advice to content creators on how to grow their channels say is that maybe your content sucks and that's why your channel isn't growing. So if my content does suck, if it sucks, I want you guys to tell me. All right, the best place to tell me will be on the Discord. The second best place to tell me is in the live chat or in the comment section. Okay, and I'm talking to people like you, gardening, Chrissy, Intergalactic Trump, Tony, Patricia, everyone who's been supportive of the channel. Okay, I want you guys to be the ones to tell us if the content sucks. If like, okay, hey, the content was great that one time, I was inspired to subscribe and join the channel, but the channel hasn't been keeping up with that standard. So it'll be great to get feedback from you guys so that we maintain the quality of the stories, the content, and essentially keep serving you well. Okay. Now, most people will say your content sucks and that's why you're not growing. But is that true? Does our content suck? Does my presentation of the content suck? Is it me? Or is there something just keeping the channel from moving forward? And so, so we opened a link and it was like, oh no, that isn't going to help us if we leave it on the screen for too long. And gardening, it was a little blood. The guy was drenched in blood gardening. The guy literally bathed in the, like, you guys, if you watch the members only live stream, you'll see it. The guy was bathed in blood. There was a corpse at his feet. I was like, no, I don't want to get the channel taken down completely. But all it takes is for YouTube to just get through, if for some otherworldly reason we get 3 copyright strikes, and most of the content that we react to are like, is fair use. We transform it, we run commentary, there's voiceovers, we talk over the content, we pull up the chat, and we do our best to transform the content as much as we can. But what if someday, someone just puts in 3 copyright strikes because they can and they hurt us? And the thing with YouTube is, once you get those 3 strikes, no questions asked, your channel gets deleted. It is crazy, but that's how they operate. And it is impossible to get hold of anyone on YouTube if you're a small channel. So I'm saying that to say, we need that safety net of being on Discord. Just everyone who cares about the channel, everyone who supports it. God forbid that should ever happen, but you don't plan with, on a wish and a prayer. You need to plan as if those eventualities will happen. So please jump on the Discord. I'd appreciate it a whole lot if you did. So the Discord will be a great place for the conversations to begin on who's going to be contributing for next Members Day, which happens to be the 3rd of July, which is the day before, which is essentially the eve of the 4th of July. I would really want us to kind of put this together, all of us together, to just make it, I'm not American, okay, but I love America. I have an American as a child. I have an American in my house. I love America. And I want next Friday to be something special. I don't have any ideas, guys, so don't think that I have any flashy idea. I'm just working with what you guys think it should look like. So, someone has to volunteer to be the guy to provide the stories, or a bunch of us do. Everyone has to chip in. Patriotic stories, things that inspire, that keeps us encouraged that America is heading in the right direction. Okay, we have a few clowns in the Senate who want America to burn. Okay, they want America to burn, and they essentially want illegal aliens to overrun the country so that they have a new voting bloc that they can use to stay in power. They want people like this guy, okay, this guy who beat up and killed a grandma. All right, he's Haitian. That's the guy that they're defending. That's the guy that they say Trump is being racist for ending the temporary protected status of these people. That is the guy that they're trying to keep in the country, guys. It is so. We keep seeing things like this, but you know what? There are other things that are happening that are just uplifting and that essentially give us hope. Okay, that give us hope. I was speaking with a Canadian couple today at the event that I attended. They're white and they're Canadian. And I usually avoid talking about U.S. politics with Canadians. I do. I told you why. But we're talking, and then they're like, they're talking about open borders. They're talking. Okay, pause video. All right, I'm gonna take the video off. Let me just leave it. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here. So, they're talking about open borders and the concerns about where the West is going and so on, and it's like, what on earth is happening? And I'm listening to them like, okay, yeah, so there are people out there who feel the same way, and so anyway, I'm rambling now, guys. So sorry for rambling. So I have two asks. One, we need to agree on what we're going to do for 3rd of July. Who's going to be, or who are the volunteers to provide the content for 3rd of July? It's going to be, it's a tall ask, it's a tall order. I would understand if no one wants to be responsible for messing up Friday's live stream because that's always the fear, like, am I getting the right stories? I have that concern every single day when I pick the stories. I'm like, am I picking the right stories? Is this a story that would make sense for the audience? I have that burden every day, like leading up to the live stream. I'm like, is this the best story that would serve everyone? So I get it. So if no one steps up, I will understand. But if everyone does, it will be an amazing, epic live stream. And one part of me wants to have it to become like a New Year's Eve deal where it's almost like we have a countdown, but it's not possible since I am a few hours ahead. So we won't do that. We'll just have the regular thing going, but we want to go through stories that are encouraging and that make that bring out the best of why we believe in America. So let's do that in the Discord. So the link to the Discord is in the description of this video, of this live stream. So please consider clicking on it and activating your account on the Discord, and then let's have a conversation. there are a bunch of channels within the Discord where you can post your ideas or post suggestions for stories and so on. We do it all there. Let's see. Gardening says, I like a place where I can get enough of the political stuff without having to search out. That is what brought me to your channel. Okay, so thank you for letting me know. Now, gardening, and I'm going to just have this brief conversation with you guys in the chat, okay? Since you felt that way from the beginning, have I maintained that? Have I delivered so far? Because I've made some changes, but have I delivered so far? Like since the first time you found the channel and you're like, this channel is providing a place where I can get enough of the political stuff without having to, search for them. Am I still doing that today? So that's what I want to know, because I have made certain adjustments, but is that still happening today? So I want you guys to hold me accountable. I want you guys to keep me in check. I want you guys to tell me if I am actually serving you, okay? The worst thing is for you guys to be quiet and let me keep making mistakes, and then next thing, where's so-and-so? And it's like they unsubscribed. I don't want that to happen. Gardening says, I believe so. You also allow us to chat and interact too, on top of a few topic things like the body cam. No, the body cam, I think I've always wanted to do body cam videos, always. So here's what I want to propose as well. Okay, for the body cam videos, I want the body cam videos to be suggested by you guys, the audience. Okay, I picked the one for today. Okay, but I want you guys to pick the body cam videos. Make your suggestions. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. Intergalactic Trump. It feels weird calling you that, because I've called you Intergalactic Angler for over 10 months, and then now I renamed you and you took it. So Intergalactic Trump said he mentioned a body cam video that we both watched on Asmund Gold's channel. Okay. Asmund Gold, great Texan. All right. Even though his family isn't originally from Texas, but great Texan. Okay. And it's like, hey, maybe we should watch that one. But that one was it was intense. Okay. But maybe we'll watch it. If you want us to watch it, we'll watch it later. Okay, guys. It's over the hour. But I'm really grateful to you guys. I want to go around the horn. Gardening, thank you for the research and putting the clips together. Anyone who wants to learn how she did it, okay, meet her in the Discord. That's where the community lives now, and she can tell you how she got around to doing it. Intergalactic Trump, you are the man. Okay, you're the man. He was first in the chat today, and he stayed up till this time, unless I'm talking to him while he's asleep, because it's quite late where he is. So, Intergalactic Trump, thank you so much for, again, being here in the chat. Chrissy, thank you so much. Look, I don't know why, Chrissy. I don't know why, but whenever you show up in the chat, it's as if everyone lights up. I don't know why. Gardening lights up, Intergalactic Trump lights up, and then Tony, the raging Australian. Look, thank you guys. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everyone. You guys make the live stream sing. Like this live stream would not be as good as it is for everyone if you guys aren't in the chat. It would just be me droning on and on and on. And guys, you don't want that. Okay, you don't want that. And then the lurkers. You guys just pop in and pop out, and we appreciate the fact that you're here watching. All right. Oh, come on. Well, I don't blame you for changing it back eventually because, of course, other channels are going to give you looks. Yeah, but do you know what, Intergalactic Trump? I appreciate the fact that you leaned into the the joke. I appreciate it. If you change it back, I wouldn't mind because look, it's amazing that we don't take ourselves that seriously. And Gardening says, please send her a friend request on Discord. Okay, if you want to connect with her. So how Discord works is you join the server, you come in, you're put straight into the group, but you can also find other people who are within the group, and then you can send them a friend request so you can DM each other on Discord. You can also do voice calls on Discord and video calls on Discord and stuff, but most of us don't use it because, hey, I think there's a whole lot to handle already without having to add all those things in. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Let's see. Gardening also posts and says, I am still trying to learn Discord. If you see anything that can help me, just let me know there. Don't know how to use it? We can learn together. So to everyone, Gardening has volunteered to kind of spruce up the Discord server. So she's going to be coming up with ideas on how the Discord server can be beneficial to the entire community. So if you have ideas or suggestions, you can reach out to her in the Discord and then pitch ideas that can make it useful to you, okay, to the community. So I want to say thank you to everyone. I've glazed on everyone. And you know what, guys? I love you guys deeply. I appreciate the fact that you guys take the time to watch the channel and to be supportive. We live stream on the 2 YouTube channels. We also we resumed live streaming on Kick and Twitch. We got a new follow on Kick, and I didn't acknowledge the person, Success F, but I'm usually very cautious about follows on Kick because Kick and Twitch have a bot problem. So if I get a new follow on Kick or Twitch and I don't acknowledge it, is because I need the person to communicate articulately. And we've had a lot of bots trying to sell us things on Kick and Twitch. So I kind of shut off my focus on those 2 channels for a while, but let's see what happens though. All right, guys, thank you all so much. It's a good night to spend in front of the TV with family, with popcorn. I'm heading downstairs to see how much of the evening I can salvage with my family, have some popcorn and pizza with them. And guys, I love you guys. I'll catch you on Sunday when we have the first live stream of next week. Thank you all so much for all that you do, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.